Hello, very beautiful soul friends. Welcome to another Conversations with Kristin, that glorious, fantabulistic part of your day where you explore human consciousness from the inside out. I'm here with my I Love My Parts of Consciousness t-shirt on. I love it. I love having a tangible way to represent my consciousness and to prioritize my intention and attention, which is how you reclaim your power, towards my consciousness and towards my part. So it's such a helpful tool. So if you're interested in any of my Healing Journey merchandise, there's several designs and several different ways you can buy them, mugs and shirts and all sorts of goodies on my Teespring store. So check out that MAGICK, the links in the description below. So today I'm going to talk about, drum roll please, relationships. So when I work with my clients with my consciousness consulting services, there's three main topics that I explore: relationships, dream chasing, and mental health. And so I'd like to make sure I'm talking about all of these MAGICKs here on my YouTube MAGICKs. So today we're going to talk a little bit about relationships. So what I have come to learn, both through neuroscientific explorations of diving deep into consciousness, as well as observing in my everyday life experiences as I'm, a person in this world, is that the majority of relationships, battles, difficulties in relationships, disruptions in relationships, hardships in relationships, the vast majority of them do not come from the relationships themselves. Because we already know, if you've been following my content for a little while, we already know that experience comes from consciousness. External factors are just activators, stimulating the activations of our neurophysiology and of our consciousness in particular ways to produce certain types of experiences. So relationships are no different. Relationships are not creating our experiences, they're stimulating our consciousness in a particular way that's creating a certain experience. And so the majority of relationship battles or hardships or difficulties or arguments or whatever might be arising that's not pleasant or desirable to experience, they're not coming from the relationships themselves, they're coming from consciousness. Specifically, they're coming from parts of consciousness or subconscious parts not having their needs met. And when subconscious parts are hurting, there's continued activation of the things they're connected with. And again, if you've been following my content, you know what I'm about to say. So the 5 aspects of subconscious realms, according to my pyramid of personhood and my miraculous inner being diagram of consciousness. So this is all stuff that I've created, all concepts I've created from scratch. The 5 aspects of our subconscious realms are stimulus-dependent activation of neural networks, subconscious parts, belief systems, memory systems, and attachment development. And these 5 components, or these 5 aspects, comprise our subconscious realms. And our subconscious is that landscape between our conscious mind and our unconscious body. And so like our memories and attachments connect our unconscious body with our subconscious realms, and then our subconscious parts and stimulus-dependent activation of neural networks connect our subconscious realms with our conscious mind. It's all connected in this nice little magical, flowy concept. And it's all explained in my diagram of consciousness, which I talk about in my Restoring Consciousness Toolkit. So if you're interested in exploring and empowering human consciousness from the inside out, it really dives in deep. You can find out more in the description below. It's a very powerful tool, and it's information you cannot find anywhere else in the world. It's a once-in-a-lifetime healing journey resource to truly transform your consciousness from the inside out. So in relationships, when there are these battles arising, and maybe one of the partners, in this relationship, and it could be a friendship, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be, within a family setting, any type of relationship really. But if one party is not feeling appreciated, for example, they're going to be feeling sad and hurt and frustrated and, unloved and unacknowledged and all of these different things. And so in this process, the relationship might be activating the consciousness in particular ways, but the experience of these sensations is coming from consciousness. And this is really good news. You know why this is really good news? Oh, are you ready for the good news? Woo, good news. You ready for the good news? The good news is because these battles and the pain are coming from consciousness, you always have power. So even if you don't have control in the relationship, even if you can't manipulate this other person to magically meet your needs, you have the power to meet your needs for yourself. You have the power to transform your experience of consciousness and no longer give your power away in this relationship. And what happens in the relationship will naturally improve when the needs of parts are being met prior to relational encounters. So if my parts are needing something and I go to a friend, that means my subconscious is expecting this interaction to meet the needs of my parts. And when it doesn't, then there's resentment because I wanted to feel a certain way and this person didn't make me feel a certain way. And now I feel icky and I feel like it's their fault. But if I'm like, I got some needs. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna give my parts everything they need. I'm gonna make sure that I'm being there for all parts of myself. And then I enter this relationship. It doesn't matter what happens in the interaction because my inner needs are already met. So even if this person doesn't interact with me the way that I want them to, I have my power fully. They can't make me feel a certain way because I'm already in power, standing in my power about how I feel because I'm there for all parts of myself. I'm loving all parts of myself. I'm there for all of my parts of consciousness with love. So when there's something coming up in a relationship, sure, the relationship might be stimulating your consciousness in a particular way. Sure, the external particulars might be activating your consciousness in a particular way, but your experience is not coming from the relationship. So don't focus on it. If you're hurting in a relationship, don't focus on the relationship. Focus on you. Focus on the needs of your consciousness. Focus on loving your subconscious parts. I promise you will experience beautiful healing from the inside out. You will harness a power that no one and no thing can ever take away from you. You'll harness a power that no one and no thing can ever take away from you. Not now, not ever. Not this relationship, not any other relationship. So when you're having a relationship battle, when you're feeling difficulties arise, maybe it's with a romantic partner, maybe it's with your best friend, maybe it's with your second cousin twice removed, maybe it's with your parents, maybe it's with your sibling, maybe it's with your best friend who lives across the country, maybe it's with a coworker. It doesn't matter. Any kind of relationship, if you're struggling, if you're hurting, if you're feeling unappreciated, if you're feeling angry at somebody, if you're feeling anything that's unpleasant or undesirable within any kind of relationship, do not focus on the relationship. That's not where the pain and the problems are coming from. They're coming from inside of your consciousness. And even when you do not have control in your relationship, you always have power in your consciousness. You always have power. So focus on where your power is. Come on, friends, focus on where your power is. I promise it feels good to have power. It feels good to have a power that no one can touch. It feels good to have a power that no one can touch. So recognize the clues. If you're hurting in a relationship, it's not about the relationship. Don't focus there. You're only going to hurt yourself more and forfeit more of your power and feel out of control. Feel like there's nothing you can do and the power is in the hands of this other person who you don't have any power over, right? Observe it as a clue of consciousness and turn inward. What part of you is hurting? What part of you is needing your love? If you're feeling unappreciated by somebody, go look in a mirror and be like, I appreciate you. You rock. I'm proud of you. Everything you do is magic. Everything you touch turns to gold. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are inspiring, and I'm proud to be here with you. Give yourself the appreciation you desire. Reclaim your power. Love yourself whole. Love yourself whole, baby. Love yourself whole. Love yourself into happiness. When subconscious parts are hurting, there will only be more and more activations of these things in our subconscious realm. So, swinging back to where I started this whole spiel, magical spielsness, we got these 5 aspects in our subconscious realm. So if our subconscious parts are hurting, and that's being made known by these stimulus-dependent activations of neural networks, there's the relationship and it's creating certain kinds of stimulus and that's activating our brain in a certain way, and then our subconscious parts are being activated in a certain way, right? Then these other things are going to be activated too. Our belief systems, our memory systems, and our attachment development. You know what this means? This is so wild. This is so wild. Okay, stick with me, guys. This is wild. Because this is what's happening beyond your direct and immediate awareness. You will have no idea that this is what's going on, I promise. And that's why it's like, oh my goodness. When you're hurting in a relationship, you're not just hurting right now. The pain that's being activated in you is also coming from unconscious pains being activated in your attachments and in your memories and in your belief systems. So the pain you're feeling now is a clue of consciousness about a subconscious part's needs not being met, and that is making the pain feel worse than it presently is, because every type of pain in relation to this, every time that this part didn't have their needs met, every time that this part didn't feel that they were worthy of having their needs met, and every time that attachment development did not have these certain needs met. Car coming through. Car coming through. All of those things are simultaneously being activated. All of those things are simultaneously being activated. Okay? Move back. Bye, car. Bye, car. Okay, so when you're hurting now, your pain, the pain that you're feeling, is to such great dynamic depths because it's not just a pain right now. It's a pain that's now and a pain that's activating past pains that are trapped in your unconsciousness. So if you're having a pain of not being appreciated by a person, yes, there is a present pain being experienced because your subconscious part here and now is not having their needs met. And the pain is being compounded because simultaneously the needs of this part not being met are activating belief systems, memory systems, and attachment formation that connects with the neural networks of this pain. So that one time that you weren't appreciated as a child when you did a coloring page and your mom and dad didn't care about it. That one time when you scored a basket at your basketball game and no one saw it and you felt really unappreciated. That one time where you went out of your way when you were 5 years old to do a chore and no one acknowledged it. All of those pains are also being activated right here, right now when you're 35 years old and you're not feeling appreciated by one person in your life. You're not feeling appreciated. And so memories of not feeling appreciated are coming up. And anything associated with attachment development that it's connected with feeling unappreciated is coming up. And any belief system you have, like, maybe I'm not worth appreciating. Maybe I'm not worth appreciating. And it's tucked back there in your unconscious. And so you don't really know about it, but you might feel a result of it sometimes. And so when you're unappreciated, it's not, I deserve to be appreciated. Why don't you notice me? It's, what if I'm not afraid? Or what if I'm not worth being appreciated? Maybe that's why they're not appreciating me, because I'm not worthy of it. Ugh, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good. And it's because the experience now is activating these things in a particular way. It's activating neural networks in your brain. It's activating your subconscious parts because they're not having their present tense needs met. But in that process, all of these systems of past experiences that are lodged in your brain and body beyond all direct and immediate awareness are simultaneously being activated and compounding the pain, adding to the pain, tripling the pain, amplifying the pain. So when you're hurting in a relationship, it does not matter the particulars. If you're having a relationship in any capacity and there's something in it that doesn't feel good, it's not about the relationship. It's about your consciousness. So step away from the relationship. You do not have power over the other human being. You do not have control over how they meet your needs. You do not have power to manipulate them into meeting your needs. That is not going to work out for you, I promise. Instead, step away from the relationship. Take a little you time, whatever that looks like. Take a little you time and meet the needs of your subconscious parts. Otherwise, your power is going to be in someone else's hands and you're going to be helplessly drowning in all these unconscious activations that you have no idea how to help or be there for or reduce or comfort or heal or transform or empower. And that's not a good place to be. And you don't need to be there. You never need to be in a place where you don't have power. You always have power. You always have power through your intention and attention. You always have power through the conscious harnessing of your energy. You always have power to redirect yourself inwards with love. And through that conscious harnessing of personal power, everything changes. The game of life changes. Life itself transforms when you have power. And your own self-love is power. I promise. Our subconscious realms develop through experiences of love. So what happens when we provide ourselves with experiences of love? We transform, heal, and empower our subconscious realms. It's as simple as that. Sure, I could go in and write a 100-page book about the complex neuroscience of self-love, but it's really as simple as that. Our subconscious realms develop through experiences of love. Our subconscious parts are sculpted into existence through experiences of love. Attachment formation that connects our brain and our body, or connects our mind and our body, is based in experiences of love. Memories are processed through an understanding of experiencing love. Belief systems are formed based on experiences stemming from various forms of love. The growth of our neural networks is based on all of these other things, which are all based in experiences of love. Our entire subconscious realm is based in experience of love. So what happens when we love ourselves? We create new experiences of love that heal, transform, and empower our subconscious realms. All the stuff in it. The stimulus-dependent activations of neural networks, subconscious parts, belief systems, memory systems, and attachment formation. All of these aspects of our subconscious realms are transformed when we love ourselves. That's why I say love yourself whole. Heal yourself into happiness. Love yourself whole. Heal yourself into happiness. If you're having a difficulty in a relationship, step away from the relationship. Reclaim your power. Love yourself whole. These are not things about the relationship. These are clues of consciousness about your needs. And you are the only one who can fully meet your needs. Because as long as someone else is meeting your needs, they have your power. As long as someone else is meeting your primary subconscious needs, they have your power. You are powerless. And that's no way to go through life, friends. You always have power. And I promise life gets a lot better when you have harnessed that power, reclaimed that power. Personal power reclamation. Personal power reclamation. So dare to love yourself. Dare to love yourself whole. Dare to heal yourself into happiness. And if you're looking for tools, I'm coming out with a brand new book. It's called Healing into Happiness Playbook. Healing into Happiness Playbook. Playbook, it's like a workbook, but a whole lot more fun, with a whole lot more play. And it's designed very specifically to be things that, it's filled with activity prompts or play prompts. And each one is designed to have two particular aspects. One, it's intended to be fun, enjoyable, doable, achievable, filled with love and compassion and lighthearted, tender play. And in the process, it's also regulating your brainwaves, regulating your nervous system, regulating your brain balance between your hemispheres, increasing frontal lobe engagement, and transforming your unconscious memory systems. So it's healing you from the inside out, but in a way that feels good and doable and achievable. And there's a whole lot of self-celebration along the way. And then there's all these other tools in it too. It presents a brand new understanding of mental health, and it talks about how this book helps transform, heal, and empower mental health. And there's all of these other bonus little play sheets, worksheets, but a whole lot more fun. Get it? Play sheets. So there's a whole lot more play sheets in it too, and it even has check-ins where you can identify the estimated brainwave regulation and nervous system regulation that you're experiencing based on the kinds of thoughts and feelings you notice. Nothing like this exists in the world. It's magic. It's magic. And then there's other play sheets too, where you can write a letter of encouragement to yourself, so that you can refer back to it when you're struggling to move through this book, if that ever arises. There's a play sheet to write your intentions for the playbook. There's play sheets where you get to journal to yourself. There's play sheets where you can pick some of your favorite play prompts and create daily rituals out of them for a week or a month or however long that you choose to. It's really really, really powerful. So it's almost done. It's over 200 pages of pure, radiant, vibrant, awesome magic. And it's cool too because it's designed in a way that you can move through it randomly. You don't have to go through it in order. You can just open it up randomly and pick a random page. You don't have to move through it linearly, which is awesome. There's something very liberating about going through a book and just picking a random page. Like, I'm on page 200. Did I do the other 200 pages? No, but I'm on page 200. So if you're interested in my Healing into Happiness playbook, please email me and I will send you updates as I finish that up. artistryofexistence@gmail.com. Just be like, yo, interested in healing into happiness? And I'll be like, yo, awesome, keep you posted. And if you're ever seeking some healing journey guidance, I would be honored to step in with you and share sacred healing space through a consciousness consulting call. We share sacred healing space and dive deep. We explore your clues of consciousness. What have you been experiencing in your inner world? And then I help you interpret these clues. What do these things that you notice appear in your awareness mean regarding the 95% of your consciousness that you have no direct access to? So I help you interpret your clues of consciousness so that you can have more self-insight, self-awareness, self-understanding, and from that space, self-attunement, self-love, self-compassion. And then this is just the beginning of the call. That's just the introduction. Then we explore how you can be there for these underlying needs, fears, and desires of your consciousness. And we move through and create a tangible, doable, realistic plan of action, meeting you where you are so that you can heal. Do all of these things I mentioned before: brainwave regulation, nervous system regulation, integration of unconscious memory systems, increased balance between brain hemispheres, increased frontal lobe engagement, all of the neuroscience-y things that are needed to heal, transform, and empower yourself. And it feels good. It feels like love. It feels like compassion. It feels like play. It feels like lightheartedness. It feels doable. It feels something like something you want to do, not just something you're like, oh my God, I have to do this thing again because I need to heal. No, it should feel good. It should feel fun. It should feel rewarding. It should feel like a constant celebration of the magic that you are. That's what healing should feel like. Healing should feel like a constant celebration of the magic that you are. That's what healing should feel like. Healing should not feel like work. It should not feel like chores. It should not feel like pain. It should not feel like misery. Healing should feel good. Even healing from pain, even healing from hardship, even healing from decades of trauma, which I can relate with. Even healing from dozens of incurable mental health battles. Incurable. Which I can relate with. It doesn't matter what you're healing from. It doesn't matter what you're healing to. It should feel good. It should feel good, friends. Healing should feel like a constant celebration of the magic that you are. It shouldn't feel anything less than that. If it feels anything less than that, you gotta do something different. Because healing is allowed to feel like a constant celebration of the magic that you innately are. You deserve to live in a consciousness that feels good. You deserve a beautiful, gorgeous, vibrant life experience through the magical wonder that you already are. You're already worthy. You're already enough. You're already deserving of a beautiful, magnificent, radiant life through your consciousness, because this is where experience comes from. Healing should feel like a constant celebration of the magic that you are. So if you would like to get together on a consciousness consultant call, I would love to walk with you one-on-one through this process so that you understand what's going on and you have all the tools you need to harness your power, harness your magic, and love yourself into wholeness, into wellness, into happiness. Because you deserve it. You deserve to feel the great expanse of all that you innately are. You deserve to feel the great expanse of your own love. You deserve to feel like a constant celebration of your own magic. You deserve that. You deserve that. If you're looking for other healing journey resources, I also have a series of guided meditations, which are pure magic. They take you on such a magnificently wild trip into your consciousness. They help you practice presence in a brand new way with brand new experiences that feel good and teach you tools to use throughout all of the rest of your healing journey times. So you can do like 10 minutes a day of these meditations and use them once a week and completely reprogram your consciousness. Completely reprogram your consciousness through these guided meditations I've created. And they feel good. They feel good. They're designed to feel good. They're designed to be a positive experience. They're designed to be a beautiful adventure into just practicing presence with the miracle that you already are. They take you into experiencing your subconscious realms in brand new ways using a variety of implicit language, which is a concept I've created. And then I also have my Restoring Consciousness Toolkit I mentioned earlier. It is profound magic because as I have been transcending the greatest depths of hells and healing myself from the inside out through the deepest, darkest of impossibilities, I didn't just transform the impossible. I didn't just uncover repressed childhood trauma and transform that and reprogram my memory systems and heal myself from dozens of traumas in adulthood and transform 15 different types of mental health battles that were described as incurable for over a decade. I didn't just do that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I didn't just discover the neurophysiology of living with multiple inner persons, something no one in all of history has ever done. I didn't just do that. That's all walk in the park cake stuff compared to this stuff. I created a diagram that explores, explains, and empowers human consciousness from the inside out. Something that does not exist anywhere else in the world. There's nothing else that explains subconscious realms in such a magnificent way, where it makes sense and provides tools for understanding, healing, and transformation. So my Restoring Consciousness Toolkit explains my diagram of consciousness. You won't find this info anywhere else in the world. It came from my consciousness, which is one of a kind and has been through things that most people do not experience. And it explains human consciousness from the inside out, and then it provides you with all the tools you need to work with your parts. A step-by-step instructions for recognizing presence of your subconscious parts, recognizing their clues of consciousness, interpreting their clues of consciousness, uncovering their underlying fears, needs, and desires, and then how to respond. What do you do about this information once you've recognized their presence, once you've recognized that they're hurting, once you understand kind of why this is going on? What do you do about it? Step-by-step instructions so that you have the tools you need to work with your subconscious parts, meeting them where they're at, attuning with them, and then connecting them towards the transformation they desire, the healing empowerment they desire through your own loving presence. Step-by-step instructions and flow charts you can easily at a glance. Okay, I'm feeling this, I recognize this, I connected here, I respond here, I do this, let me check my manual, I do these steps, okay, feeling good. Walks you through it all. And then it talks about personal power reclamation too. What is personal power? Why does it matter? What changes when you harness it? What are its attributes? And then how do I get there? How do I have power? What do I do with this information? How do I cultivate power in my everyday life? It walks you through all of it. And then it even has a mindfulness technique that can be used to transform any clue of consciousness, anytime, anywhere. So no matter what you're going through, if it's just a general feeling of self-doubt or insecurity, or if it's severe anxiety, depression, or dissociation, or even a traumatic flashback, it can be used for any clue of consciousness, and it can be used anytime, anywhere. It can be used when you're with people, it can be used when you're alone, it can be used when you're at home, it can be used when you're out and about. Really powerful stuff. Really powerful stuff. So that's all included in my Restoring Consciousness Toolkit. So you can email me at artistryofexistence@gmail.com to order your copy, or you can check out my links below and see more information. I have an article on my website that goes through and explains all of what's included, a little more in depth than I just did. It explains everything that's in it so you know the magic that you're investing in. I've got my guided meditations, Restoring Consciousness Toolkit, coming soon, my Healing into Happiness playbook, and my favorite and best of all is my Consciousness Consulting Services. It is such a blessing to be able to connect with you warriors along your healing journeys of life, no matter what kind of healing journey you're on, whether it's relational, whether it's dream chasing, whether it's related with mental health in one way or another. It's such an honor to connect with you along your healing journey and use all of this knowledge and wisdom I've gained as I transcended the greatest depths of darkness and impossibility to help bring light and healing and hope and empowerment into this world. It is such a beautiful gift, and I love being able to share that sacred healing space with you. So please email me at artistryofexistence@gmail.com to explore any of my healing journey services or products, or you can explore my links below for more information. So, wrapping this video up, if you're having a pain in a relationship, step away from the relationship. Follow the clue of consciousness. Be there for yourself. Otherwise, your subconscious parts are going to keep hurting. These other aspects of your unconsciousness within your subconscious realms are going to continue being activated and magnifying the pain based on past experiences that you don't consciously know about. And you're going to keep giving your power away to somebody else who's not going to be responsible with it. Claim your power. Love yourself. Spend time with your consciousness. Reduce the activations. Be there for the needs of yourself and reclaim your power. I believe in you, I love you, and I thank you. This world is blessed through your being, through your presence, through your existence, and through your healing journey, through your self-investment. You bless this world every time you love yourself. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time, soul friends. Thank you for joining Conversations with Kristin. I'll see you next time. Namaste. The loving subconscious parts in me see and honor the loving subconscious parts in you. Mwah. Take care.